One of the questions I wanted to ask you today is why people buy mortality insurance and some of the reasons people buy it.
What I like to tell them is if you can't just go out and write a check to purchase another one, then you should consider insuring it. Because when you can transfer your risk to Markel's for pennies on the dollar, it becomes very a necessary evil, so to speak.
As the horse's value goes up, its success in the reining arenas and where it is in its development, that's kind of what drives it.
Absolutely. And the NRHA has been very good in the development of programs to allow horses to, and riders also, to fit in whatever level is their comfort zone. You know, with their beginning program, the entry-level riders program, the youth programs, or whatever. Younger riders, non-professional riders such as myself have been able to ride or purchase horses that people like some of our leading trainers have been able to train, show, and develop over the years. And when they're done with them, they can just drift back into whatever level their comfort zone allows.
For the past 20 years, Markel has been very proud to provide a specially designed insurance package for PATH centers. The Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International. The general liability and excess accident medical policies work together to protect PATH centers as they provide equine-assisted therapy activities for clients of all ages. The horses are a special therapeutic gift for the children and adults that get so much from them, and Markel is extremely proud to be associated with PATH. PATH helps so many and also provides a home for our older horses. A horse that's unable to do like my Danny does and carry an older adult around can often find a wonderful second life as a therapy horse with children, with adults. It's a wonderful life for them. It's wonderful for the people that they help. Many times the farm that you operate is not on your own premise. It's owned by a landowner. It's customary and appropriate to add that landowner as additional insured, owner of premise, on your general liability policy. This means that the policy, of course, protects you, the policy holder, the named insured, but it also protects the landlord in the event an allegation arises out of your use of his property and drags him into a lawsuit. If you run a business under a business name, under an LLC, or an incorporated entity, and you're operating on your own premise, that LLC does not own the premises. So you would, in that case, add yourself, the individual, as additional insured owner of premise, so that the protection is complete, protecting not only your entity, the business that conducts the horse operation, but you as the owner of premise on which it operates. I'm very lucky these days to have a wonderful old horse. His name is Danny. And Danny and I have a partnership that goes back about 1.5 years now. I'm showing him in the pre-adult hunters and the pre-adult equitation and having the time of my life. When I bring Danny home, I'm not 100% confident that my homeowner's insurance is going to be there to provide bodily injury and property damage protection should he get loose, should he run through the neighbor's gardens, any of the things that horses can and will do sometimes. So I've purchased a private horse owner liability policy that protects me against any bodily injury or property damage which may be caused by Danny anywhere in the US and Canada that I have it. If you want someone on your side who knows the horse industry, heaven forbid there's an accident.
Hello, my name's Kimberly Douglas and I'm with Markel Insurance. I'm an Arabian specialist with Markel and I've been riding horses since I was 6 years old. I'm going to talk to you about covering your mare and prospective foals and foal coverage for your horse. If you have a mare and are interested in utero coverage, you need to let your broker know right away so you can take the proper measures to have your horse insurance approved. If your mare is too late into the term, there's a chance that that approval for insurance may not be available to you. But if you do prepare and get it done in the beginning, that coverage should be available given there's no pre-existing conditions with the mare and or the prospective foal. Once you get to your foal coverage at 24 hours, if the foal is up, standing and nursing on its own with a vet examination, you should be able to secure with approval your insurance for your foal.
Gil, I'd like to talk a little bit about our Markel USEF Young Horse Program.
That'd be great. That program started in 2002 and has 3 divisions of competition, one for 4-year-old horses, 5-year-olds, and 6-year-olds. And the tests have been specially written for these young horses to showcase their talent and ability and their potential to go on to become high-performance horses.
In your opinion, Gil, what is it that the judges are looking for when moving the young horses through the program?
Well, the tests have been designed to really challenge the horses appropriately for their age level. So they're asked to do more than a horse at that age might do at a regular dressage competition. The judges are looking to assess the horse's gaits, their way of going, their temperament, and their suitability to be able to handle the challenges that are going to come down the road if they make it on the high-performance path.
We'd like to thank him for his tireless enthusiasm and support of our program. Reese, can you share with us some of your tips for our riders that are traveling to shows to help make the show experience a successful one?
Absolutely. Riding through your test. A lot of people don't do that. I know that sounds very logical, but to ride through your test the week before the horse show and just see where some things you need to work on. Taking your time before the horse show to get to be prepared. So the night before you leave, you're not running around trying to, oh, my coat's at the dry cleaners, and we've all done it, and it's not a good thing, and it really adds to the stress of the horse show. Have some snacks and your waters and those things all prepared before you pack the trailer and you leave. So when you get to the show, you're comfortable that way. And also, you take time to write down your contact information. It's one of the last things people do before they go to the hotel and they're tired, and they forget to put their contact information at the horse show as well.
So when a horse arrives at Root and Riddle, from the time they come through the door to the time they leave happy and healthy with their owner, you'll be there to help them every step of the way through the therapy, rehabilitation, and out to their next horse show.
That's always certainly the plan, to have a horse come, work with the owners. If it's a riding type dysfunction, then we have a ring that we'll evaluate the horse in, see how it's moving under saddle, try and isolate the lesions, do the appropriate diagnostic tests to definitively determine exactly what's going on, come up with a treatment plan, implement that treatment plan, and then lay out a planned physiotherapeutic and rehabilitative goal for getting to our next competition.
Remember, communication is the key between your veterinarian and your Markel representative. We look forward to seeing you at the shows and in the barns.
I was party to a trainer leasing a horse to a friend of ours. I raised my hand and said, well, do you guys have insurance on this horse? And they said, oh, we don't really need insurance. And I said, oh, yes, you guys do need insurance. And fortunately, they took my advice and they insured the horse. And 3 days after they signed the lease agreement and the young lady took the reins of the horse got colic. They simply notified Legis and we promptly notified Markel. The Markel claims agents were fantastic and gave everybody the advice and the authorization they needed. The client who leased the horse was so relieved that they didn't get a huge colic bill. The trainers were relieved that a client wasn't unhappy, and the horse made a full recovery. And I'm a fan that good agreements keep relationships intact. Hi, I'm Marnie Wenger. One of the really neat opportunities is to be able to lease a horse. But leasing a horse gives a person a chance to maybe try the sport before the family invests in buying the child a horse. Sometimes a rider has specific goals and can lease a horse to help that rider achieve his or her goals. And sometimes it's as casual as a friend allows you to use her horse for a while, maybe yours is laid up or you've been out of riding for a while. One of the most important things when you're leasing a horse is to have some kind of agreement, and it should be in writing. And that way, if the horse gets sick or injured, there's not a big hassle over who is responsible for what aspect of that.